Hey everyone, today's tutorial is on gouache, an abstract gouache landscape tutorial. We're having lots of fun with lots of colors, and it's just a simple way to show you how to use gouache that's fun and different and exciting. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know when my tutorial's up, and also don't forget to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos and content over there. You can see that link in my description page and also on my About page. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a lot of things to go over for supplies. I have a piece of Arches 100% cotton hot press paper, unlike cold press that I use for watercolor. This is a smoother paper. It's still a cotton paper. It's the pink pad, if you haven't seen that. And I just folded a piece in half, so it's a 7 by 10 inch piece. I have tons of Holbein gouache I'll be using in various colors, and like whatever gouache gouache you have, that's perfectly fine. I love Holbein because it's extremely bright, vibrant colors, and I don't need to go over every single color I think with you guys. I think that it's pretty explanatory that I'm using just a ton of bright colors. In this tutorial of an abstract landscape, it's just bright colors, and you guys can pick and choose how you want to paint the bright colors. I have palette here, of course, with all the paints in it. Water jars up here. I use paper towel, and you can use watercolor brushes for gouache, unless you're using acrylic gouache. I don't personally use acrylic gouache. I'm not really fond of it. I don't like it, so that's just my thing. I like gouache itself, the water-based gouache. It's just like watercolor in a sense that you can activate it when it's dry with water. The only difference is that with gouache, it's more opaque, and watercolor is not. So with gouache, you can paint light over dark. You cannot do that in watercolor. It's a really, and you can water it down to make it kind of look like watercolor, and so you have like more diversity in gouache. Again, it's like so many things you can do with it. So I'll start by mixing like a sky color. Take some of my blue. And I have this really pretty blue, verditer blue from Holbein. I'm just going to make a pale blue sky color. It could be any color you want. It could be turquoise. I have this other color that's turquoise. It's turquoise green. I could throw that in, make a little more turquoise, like a pale blue turquoise. But generally I wanted to make it pale. And like I said, you don't have to do the same colors. It's just a fun exercise and playing around with it. So I'll be grabbing my Princeton 8 Neptune brush. And the consistency of this particular paint, I'm going to make it a little more, unlike watercolor, you want this to be not super wet, because then it won't be opaque. It will be more like watercolor. So I'm just going to go right across the whole entire half of this piece of paper. Just going down with a line like this. And I'm just going to make some almost like cloud, like. Now see how you can kind of see right now it's kind of looking translucent, which means I need to add more white, more color, and less water. Gonna add more white again, and more white again. And now it's a little more opaque. It's still a little too dark. I want to make much lighter. You can use a lot of white in gouache. So I would suggest that you buy some cheap white, because you're going to be using a lot of it. Just making like almost like clouds in the background. Let's just see how flat that is now that I added more paint, less water, and a little more white. Sometimes you have to add a little white to every color in order to get it really opaque. That's a little tip I will give you, because I had been working with gouache for many, many years. And I find when you use it right out of the tube, it doesn't have that, if you want that flat look, it's not going to give it to you. Okay, so while that's going to dry, we can work on some of the areas down in here. And I want to just do some bright, fun colors. And there's no rhyme or reason. So like, I'll show you the difference what I mean. Here's this really bright lime green. This is a leaf green, they call it in Holbein, but it's so intense, right? It's like almost neon. I'll just put it down and see how neon it looks. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I'm just making these simple strokes going across. We're making this really fun, simple, abstract landscape. Doesn't have to go totally across. And we can grab another green. This is like a bright medium green. I have a deep green here. I can add to that. The whole point is to play with the color. Let's go right next to that. You can make it fatter, skinnier. Have it stop like just like this. Now see, I don't have any white in here and it's kind of wet and loose. Add a little white to that. It becomes much more opaque. Look at that. This is a trick that I've had to learn a long time ago. I'm going to keep going in. I'm going to add in color, and I have an orange way up here. It's really bright. I'm going to add a little white to that. And because it's gouache and not watercolor, and you're not going to bleed into the paint like you would if you had watercolor, you can go right up to it. I know, it's crazy, right? Just going to be filling in with lots of colors. I have this bright rose. Oh, Holbein makes the most intense color. Look at that. It's insane. I have used their gouache for God, forever. I find it's the best. Some people like Winsor & Newton, but they just don't have the colors that Holbein has. Sorry, people. I cannot tell a lie. I just don't. And I'm just making these simple strokes to create this really fun, bright, abstract landscape. We'll add in trees later, but right now we're going to just throw in, got some nice bright yellow here. I'll keep adding white to almost, oh, I added a green. Oops. That's okay. Add a little orange to that and I'll just balance it right out. So I'll mix up some yellow. Go right in here. You're going to just play around with color. And you're just going to go back and forth. All these different strokes. Oh, and I taped the piece down with just simple Scotch tape. It's clear. You can use whatever tape works for you. I like it. It's a tape that works for me. Again, we can go back in and we can add some blue. I have that verditer blue, which I love. Look at that pretty blue. This is right out of the tube. Just a little water. Just a little accent of blue in the landscape. Just love it. This is so fun. This is so easy. Get that pink up here. Can add some orange to it. One more pink. And the white. And you've got this coral color. One more pink. Right? Just go right up in here. Don't be afraid. Color is your friend. I'm going to get more white in there. Dull that down. A little more pink. A little more white. Put that over in here. And put it back next to the blue over here. Just having fun, going back and forth. all these bright colors. You don't need a sketch for this. You just need to create. It's that simple. Get another green in here. I'm going to mix that crazy leaf green that was intense with the cadmium green deep, maybe a little blue. Just having fun with the colors. This is what's this blue one? Ultramarine. Put some of that in. And then we have more of a normal medium type green. So I'll just throw some of that over in here. Maybe a little over in here too, just under that bright green. We're gonna have fun with this. See, I'm gonna keep clanking. That's me with the water. I have this ultramarine blue, pretty intense. Gonna go right over that one. So it's dulled it down a little bit. Still nice bright blue. I'm gonna go in right up in here. And maybe put one over in here. Have some fun with this. It's looking kind of fun, isn't it? I want to get some red in here. I don't think I even had a red. Oh, this red's dry. So you see, just water. Put some water in it. Just like watercolor. And it's activated. If you're a kid from my generation, there was a TV show called Shazam, and they would be like, activate. Anyway, we activate this color. It's going to be translucent a little bit because it's got a lot of water. I want less water. Might add a little white to that. I'll go in and put some red in here. And up in here. We're having fun with this. Just keep going like that. So I'm going to finish putting in a bunch of colors going across. And then we're going to work on adding some greenery trees. I'm going to add some more greens down here. Very bright. That green is just so like neon intense. I love it. I don't think I have too many pinks, so let's make this pinky. Another pink. Up in here, another coral back in here. You can even leave that part white if you wanted to, or just keep going with the color. I might take that pretty blue that we had in the beginning and add a little more turquoise to it. And go in here. See, I'm just throwing in color. That's the fun of it all. Alright, so we're going to dry this and come back. Now that this is dry, let's put some dark trees in. I've got that dark green. Mixing it up over here. I'm going to add a little ultramarine to get even darker, but it still wants to be bright. Dark green. You can just add some fun trees. They could be like a cypress tree, just like this blubbly tree like that. Look at that. You're just blobbing it down and then pulling it into a stem in the bottom. This doesn't have to be like these perfect trees. We're just doing an abstract photo. The leaf green that I have over here, that bright green. Can add some of that dark green to it. We can make like a palm type greenery. See these little lines that go down? Put one down in here. You can paint right on top of that. That's the beauty of gouache. Just fun trees. We could do even more like crazy green trees back here. Almost like palms. Like a desert. We could do colored trees. We could do whatever you want. Can add some brown I'll just make some brown with the red and the green and add a little bit of the yellow. I'm just mixing my brush all up in this. I don't even care. And a little orange. And I've got the brown. So I can put brown here. Maybe put a little brown over in here. And over in here. We can have it like a palm tree. So go back and add that green to the bright lime green. Very bright. We're having fun here, guys. Go right over in that blue, see? It's an abstract. It's not supposed to be serious. That's the beauty of it. And go back over on this one. I can even add a blue kind of bush tree. See? A little bushy tree. Or even a little blue. You want to have fun. You can add a pinky red tree. Pink. Red. It's simple, and if you wanted to put a highlight on the first trees, you could do that. So you can go right on top of that. That's the beauty of gouache. You can go right on top of the colors. So here I have that green, that intense green, right on top of the dark green. See that? But you can't do that in watercolor. I think in the back here I'll put a bunch of little trees. So I get that green, dark green color. I'm just going to plop some smaller trees back here. Just having fun with this. It's like a silly abstract gouache tutorial. Go back and add some more of this bright green in here. But like I said, we're just playing around with color and whatnot. And in the background, we have that turquoise. We can get a little darker. Grab some of that white. Put like a highlight in there. See? Like it's a mountain. You could have done that before you put the trees in. But you can do it after. It's no big deal, because you can paint right back over it with gouache. That's the fun thing about it, that you can't do with watercolor. I love it. It's a great medium to play with. You should totally try and play with gouache. See, I'm just going to add some more color in here. It's just so much fun. You can add some patterns. That would be fun. So I'm just doing these little dots or little lines on the trees. Go back to this bright green one. Go over that one again. You can see, you can just add little dots, dashes to the colors. So it looks like an aloe plant. It's the beauty of it. It's so much fun to play with. Again, do some dots, dashes on these. I want you guys to try it. You really enjoy it. And I'll go back on this tree, this blue tree. And I can add some little dots to that too. And really, that's basically it. I'll just rip up the... I'm not going to do the rest of it. I kind of want to leave it. And I might want to put some, actually, still drying, but I don't know, some bright orangey little trees back here. Just playing around with color. Just add that orange to that green. Add some more greenery. I feel like that looks like soldiers. Not fun. So I can actually, I hate that. If I don't like it, I just go right, take this blue color, whatever color I want. I like this verditer blue. I'm gonna go right on top of that. I don't like you. I'm taking you out. See? It's not dry, so it's changed. It's kind of like mixing with that color. But I'm just showing you when it's dry, you just go right on top of it. If you hate it, change it. Same thing with the other green one. I don't know if I like that, so I might go back on that one on orange and change that because I can. Because it's gouache and it's not watercolor. I'll play with some trees right there. And there you go. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let me take off the tape. Oh, it's not cooperating. There we go. Let's see how it looks. Since I didn't paint the bottom, like, you don't have to paint the whole entire pit. See, I didn't paint all the rest of that sky, and I didn't paint the whole bottom. It's just, you know, you don't necessarily have to cover the whole entire piece of paper you have. There you go. Isn't that fun? And you can go in with your, like a finer paintbrush with the tip, and just go in and add in some more details with the lighter colors. See, I'm adding some dots. And you can do the same thing on the stripes, you know, you can go in and add some details going across. Play around with it. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. Art is supposed to be enjoyable, fun. See, I can paint just a dark green on the side edge, and that really pops it up. Let's go back and I'll show you. Just on the side of that bright green, just on one side, just gives like a shadow almost effect. I'll do it again over here so you can see. Just on one side. It's too dry, I have to put more water on it. There we go. You don't want it too dry because then you can't move it on the paintbrush. And you can do the same thing with the palms. You can just do the green on one side. See, I'm adding the greenery. Just pulls it up. Let's go add some more greenery in here. And play around with it. Hope you guys enjoy this gouache painting tutorial. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know my tutorials are up. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon. Every week on Thursdays, I add in exclusive videos and content there. And that's it. So take care, guys. I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll speak to you soon.